The most dangerous voice in your life sounds exactly like you. I'll start Monday. I can't focus today. Maybe I'm just not made for this. You've heard it so long, you think it's truth. But it's not. It's programming. Son, if you don't rewire that voice, it will run your life and call it destiny.
So, stay with me.
Because what I'm about to give you is the most powerful strategy to reprogram your mind so you can finally live like the man you were meant to be.
Let me tell you how this happens. You wake up, and before you even open your eyes, your mind is already running old code. You check your phone, you scroll, you compare. Your spine hasn't straightened yet, and you're already losing. Not because you're weak, but because your mind is still loyal to a man you no longer want to be. Every habit you repeat, every shortcut you allow, every promise you break to yourself rewrites your identity in silence. No fireworks, no warning, just erosion. That's how you become a man who's still alive, but no longer awake. You walk into a room and you shrink. You look in the mirror and you feel nothing. You hear the word potential and it tastes like shame. That's not depression. That's not low energy. That's a mind that's forgotten who it belongs to. Son, if you don't interrupt the script will become your future. And I don't care what your past looks like. You're not trapped. You're just running old code. And that we can change.
And here's the truth no one tells you. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your programming. And programming doesn't come from what you say. It comes from what you repeat. Every time you hit snooze, that's code. Every time you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," that's code. Every time you let comfort win, that's code. You're not just making decisions, you're building identity. Because your brain isn't loyal to truth, it's loyal to repetition. You keep telling yourself, "I'm tired," and your body starts agreeing. You tell yourself, "I'm not focused," and suddenly, nothing holds your attention. Son, the mind is not a mirror. It's a servant. It obeys what you feed it. So if you've been feeding it hesitation, escape, distraction, don't be surprised when your life reflects that back. This isn't about positive thinking. This is about mental discipline. Because a real man doesn't just train his body, he trains his narrative. The world will call you whatever it wants, but the name you answer to is the one you whispered to yourself 1,000 times. That's where we start. With this decision, from today forward, I don't speak to myself like a victim. I speak to myself like a builder. Because the words you repeat today and the actions you take to prove them become the man you meet tomorrow.
Reprogramming doesn't happen in your head. It happens in your habits. Son, your mind follows your hands. If you want to think like a different man, you have to start doing what that man would do, even when it feels unnatural, even when it feels like war. Start here. This is the most powerful strategy to reprogram your mind. One act of defiance every day. Not to prove anything to the world, to prove to yourself that the old code doesn't run the system anymore. What does that look like? Let me show you. You wake up and the voice says, 10 more minutes. You sit up, feet on the floor. You don't ask how you feel. You don't hesitate. You move. That's rewiring. You get home drained. The day was long. You want to disappear into your screen. Instead, you grab the book you said you'd read. 10 pages. No scrolling, no escape. That's rewiring. You feel tension rising between you and someone you love. The old you would shut down, get quiet, avoid it. But now, you speak. Clear, calm, direct. That's rewiring. Because it's not just about action. It's about doing the opposite of what the weak voice wants. And if you fail, if you slip, if one day you listen to that old voice again and fall back, you don't spiral, you don't mope, you return. That's it. You do the next right thing with quiet strength. Because shame doesn't build discipline, repetition does. One moment of resistance, one internal correction, one act that says, "This is who I am now." And you do it again tomorrow, and again. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to show up, no matter what. That's how code changes. That's how a man rebuilds. And that's how your mind starts following a new leader. You.
Son, this is about ownership. Ownership of your time. Ownership of your voice. Ownership of the man you become when no one's watching. And it starts with one question. Who's running the system? The voice that keeps you small, or the man who's finally ready to lead? The moment you stop answering to the old voice and start answering to the man you're building, that's when the shift begins. Like a man who's done negotiating with weakness. That's the new code. And the man who lives by it will no longer be a prisoner of thought. He becomes its author. Remember this. The mind doesn't change because you want it to. It changes when it sees a man who shows up. Be that man, and don't look back. And if you're ready for more of this, stay close. Subscribe. This is Steelfast Father. That solid, silent presence you always needed. It exists now, and it's not going anywhere. We'll be here, steady, strong, and unshakable. Steelfast, always.